Bra. Za. Walk with me. The way I carry this weight graceful is so different. Cause my path and your path is so different. And they ain't never the same things, it's so shifting. Gotta adjust so much, feel like I'm cold shifting. When you ain't gaining no ground, the pain ain't around. It's only when you trying to be great, they tearing you down. Got a hindsight of these snakes, they properly found. And I ain't boxing in the dirt with you. I let that metal get a hearse for you. I'm condescending, got a verse for you. Whatever it takes, I display the world through you. Ain't got enough time to explain the world to you. All I can do is make your skin tougher. Gonna be some hard times cause men struggle. Especially when you trying to move, the devil send for you. That's why I always play the groove, but I ain't dance for you. I keep both of my hands clean, I put a band on. I season beef before I cook while I stand over. Your poker face telling it all, yeah the scam's over. And I ain't never been victimized, so I can't coach you through a victim's eyes. All I can show you is my village planted seeds, then it grew, now I visualize. So the struggles I go through, it ain't a curse, it's a gift from God. And I've been grateful with having nothing and I'm still alive. If I ain't never told the truth, I guess it's just a lie. If I ain't never told the truth, I guess it's just a lie. I guess I'm made for this grit, but shit is still a lie. And I can't give you the whole thing, I conceal a lot. I put these glasses on in the storm, it revealed the plot. And show my enemies from afar like I'm at the dock. I know it's deeper than you thought, but what ocean is not. If I ain't never told the truth, I guess it's just a lie. If I ain't never told the truth, I guess it's just a lie.
Yo, what's going on? What is going on? Check, check, check. What is going on? So, yeah, shout out to the homie. Once again, is up. Always looking at new opportunities. Just let everybody hear his new material and stuff he's working on, and anybody else. You know what I mean? I just try to display just different things, different artists and stuff that I do music with and I work with. But so once again, it's UPNO Live. Let's talk. Like I said, I've just been really hitting you guys with a lot of different content, a lot of different streams. Um, just just jumping on here. Um, and the major thing come from this is me navigating. I'm navigating at a place where it's it's forcing me to show some different layers. Um, so the best thing I know how to do is I know how to communicate, right? So the best thing I can do to kind of navigate some of these things that mentally that's stressful and hard for me is to just communicate, right? Communicate and I think it was a good time to let's talk some mental health tonight. You know what I mean? I really want to talk I really want to talk some mental health tonight. And I think a big reason for, talking mental health and what it's about is I was telling my wife, I'm like I'm at a point now where it's rough to navigate because when you get complacent in your position in your spot, you you're on autopilot and you just go and everything's expected from what you're doing and you don't really you just everything you're so cautious about thinking of the next step or the next day and every day that you're just taking every day for granted because you're worried about getting through the next day. And so like your routine, your day's full of routines. You do certain things because like This is life. Life is your routine every day you do. And when it comes to, I want to talk mental health. And when it comes to the mental health of a man, I got to speak for the men tonight. I got to speak for us as the men. I'm not just speaking to black men, but I am speaking to black men. But it's men in general, because as men, we all go through the same thing. But I'm a black man, so I can. It's a little bit more of a strain, right? Because now men, we all deal with the same strain of fix it, do it, don't matter about your feelings. But as a black man, we're loaded with so much more, with so much that same pressure. Fix it, no excuses, no tears, no remorse. Um, it's like not only all those things, but all the pressures that's on you. Fight through it. Fight through the pressure. Fight through the unfairness, the unequalness, the unfair treatment, the things you go through. Fight through it. And still at the other end of it, you got to take, as a man, take care of it. No emotion, no, uh, no sympathy or empathy. Get it done. Um, where does it put us? As a black man, it puts us in a position where it's tough, and we a lot of us, we shut down. We shut down in many different ways. We don't come out. Um, you don't see us that much. Uh, the You can tell. Shout out to a couple good friends that reached out to me, and was like, somebody said, one of my good friends says, Ryan, your messages are very cryptic. Are you okay? And I says, I'm good, because they was like, that's not like you. And it's not the fact that I'm being cryptic. It's just, wow. You know what I mean? When you're so high functioning in society and what you do, and something just sweeps you in a way that you didn't expect. Wow. You know what I mean? I you know, I came off of a very successful festival. The Cypher City Hip Hop Festival was literally like, didn't get to even enjoy the just, the enjoyment, the recognition, the love, the whatever, and like just coming off of that, and I went back to work the next day with like boom. And this was like, I'm sitting there thinking like, hold on. I ain't did nothing crazy. Like I didn't sacrifice nothing crazy for my festival to walk back into work with this. Um, you know, but it just goes to show you that you never know what to expect. You never know what's going on. You never know. I was listening to the message, and it said something about sometimes God shakes up things. Like he's not meaning to give you, he's not giving you hardship. He just want to shake up things to be like, hey, you being too complacent. You being too stagnant and what's going on, and you don't see what I want you to see, and you're just getting too comfortable. Um, Let me shake this up a little bit, because what I got for you is so big that if you keep being complacent, you ain't gonna never experience what I really have for you. Um, Easier said than done, right? The message is always easier said than done. To understand, to listen to that and be like, I get it. So what happens? The patience has to happen. The belief and the faith has to happen. Yes. But in real time, in our lives, in this world that we're in, it's hard because it's the ultimate test to be able to function, understanding what God's mission is for you. So, mental health of us, it's such a weird place. Like I ain't gonna lie, like myself, where where I really pride myself on being a high functioning person, high level functioning person. Go go go, morale, communication, pump people up, inspire other people. That's always been me. That's where I thrive at my best at, and I'm great at. Like giving so many people energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you feel down, I'm gonna give you energy that you ain't gonna never feel down. But it's like I do that so much that I always carry a little bit of it like myself because I'm like, who's my cheerleader? You know what I mean? Thank God for my wife. Thank God for my, you know what I'm saying, for my mom, my kids, my family. You know what I mean? Because they can pick me out and be like, I know something's wrong. Um, my wife tells me today, she was just like, I know what you're going through. She said, I'm just trying to really figure out. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Only thing I can do is just try to keep you encouraged. She says, and go to work. Because that's all she does. She loves my wife's a workaholic. And that's what she does. And I love her to death. And she chose to deal with this high functioning, go, 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 business minded, entrepreneurial spirited, gotta do everything in the world different. Why can't you just sit down and just sit on your hands, as she says. Or I mean, you got to be so freaking busy. You got to be doing so much, you know, because if you weren't the type of person you are, that times like this wouldn't be so rough on you because you would just be like, all right, well, keep it moving. Easier said than done. You sacrifice. You go in. You give something your all, and something doesn't give you your all back, or you don't feel, you're not appreciated, and you lose. So you're looking at it like, okay, where do we go now? Where do we go next? It's not easy. It's not easy. And as a black man, and as a man, not just a black man, but as a man, the shutdown happens. I get up every day, and it's a routine. Because one, it's awkward. Because right, you know what I mean. I'm like, it's awkward, right? Because you're used to a routine every day. Every day you get up a certain time, you do this, boom, 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 every day. You go from such a high level of doing things, career path and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, boom. And so you look at it, and your mental health is because like right now, because like right now I can truly say like everything from a security standpoint. Thank God for me just kind of being a responsible person and always thinking ahead. I'm we're we're good, but it's the routine that's throwing me off. It's not about worrying about any security right now because I'm fine. It's just the fact that I'm the routine of the what's going on. You know what I mean? You know, you pray for something. You pray for something so hard, and and God gives you something, and you do it, and you're doing it, and you're even pressed with obstacles all the time, and then you're fighting through 'em. You know what I mean? It's like I don't understand why I would ever think like, Ryan, this is going to keep continuing because like the pressures I was up against, it was a game. It was like, man, if I win this game, it's going to be the greatest victory ever because, you know, but you had to learn that, but this this just things like this bring out the mental health issues. Because here's the thing about it: whether a person has a job or he doesn't have a job, as a man, mental health is always there. The dark side of mental health is always there. We're just really good at covering it up, and things like this really, you know what I mean, because they take away from our routine, right? They take away from our quality of living when we go through hiccups like this and minor setbacks like this, because it's like, okay, now my routine is off. So that's something else, a layer that comes off that gets to expose my mental health or issues I go to. Maybe how I got through dark sides of dealing with mental health issues or feeling depression or stuff like that is by going to work or being at work. Um, you know, maybe that smile that was always on my face, it was just a coping mechanism that I had. Uh, take that away, now a layer is peeled off. So now the real darkness is there. And I'm talking about, it's crazy. It's like go to sleep. Like for instance, it's 12:34 a.m. It's 12:34 right now. This has been like 3, 4 nights in a row where I have a root. I do this. I'll jump on here. I'll do some research, figure out some topics to talk about for a podcast, and from like I get ready. My wife's usually in bed by now, and and I'll come in here and let the room, let the timeline scroll, and have something on the TV, and just active, and then I think of something, and I'm like, okay, let's go. 12 o'clock. I can't tell you the last time I was literally up functioning normal at 12 o'clock. Why? Because my routine has always been what it is. Why? Because I was thinking so far ahead for the next day. 9, 10 o'clock is the most you got from me, period, no matter what it is. Weekday, non weekday. Why? Because I got to be thinking for the next day. Because every day is a fight. Every day is a challenge where I want to store all the mental energy, and for me on a work week, it will be like shut it down halfway. Why? Because you need that strength going into Monday or Tuesday, because you know the hell they're going to bring, and you got to be prepared for it. And so for the level to be able to withstand all that and take it on the chin and be like, still, I'm going to keep progressing and trying to do things for myself and for my family, and it's hard. Um, you know, you know, kids. I got a 14-year-old, and I got a 27-year-old daughter that turns 26-year-old daughter turns 27 here in a couple weeks, and she kind of understands with her what's going on, and it's a shocker because dad always has it under control, right? Dad always has it under control. Dad is just like he's almighty captain. he don't fall off. Dad don't have hard times. Dad don't lose a job. Dad don't go without her. Dad's always. I remember one time my son told me, "Everybody don't have a perfect life like you," and I looked at him and I'm like, I kind of laughed a little bit. I said, "If you only knew," but I was to hear him say that meant that in his eyes, what he see his dad do is the it's like everything's good, everything's right. But my son also don't know what I went through to get here. What and what I've kind of and all that. And sometimes when we're dealing with mental health is we try so hard to um to defeat the demons we overcame, and we worked so hard to never go back. I think my worst fear was where I'm at now. That was my worst fear because I feared where my mind would go and what level I would be at, and how, like, will I go dark, and will I go, like, what happens in survival mode? What happens when Ryan goes survival mode? And I always been scared of that because I know where I come from and I know things I did in survival mode, and and I'm a different person, and I'm just always been scared of that. But I think things are different now because I have a support system. I have a wife that she ain't gonna let me fall. She's not. You know, she's gonna ride with me. Whatever ride we going on, we gonna go on it together. And that's great. But you know, things aren't always all right. And I think people need to understand that behind every high functioning person, um, person that really operates at a highly level, and you may think that they got it all together. It's a lot of things that they deal with to keep that. And that's always, it's a thinking game. And sometimes the thoughts and the overthinking, continuous thinking, the premeditated thinking, proactive. Sometimes you think so much, you think yourself into a coma, and you fall out and you go to sleep because you overthink. you know, you ever thought so much that you just got tired from thinking and worrying and stuff like that, and the anxiety just piles up, and you just literally get tired, and you're like, I need to sleep. I need to lay down. And that's sometimes what a high functioning, you know, level person can fall with, and it's just you know, mental health. So what helps us get through um these dark times? Uh my best friend, my best friend, one of my best friends, you know, it's up, Sean Fuller. Every day, because we both witness, like, we go through it together. Like, and it's different because he manages to always see me. I'm always, a lot of times it's up, it's up, it's always up. It's things boom, boom, boom. We moving and shaking, and it's no different now. It's just that I'm in a period where you know, whoa, this ain't. I don't feel normal, you know, and it's up to my friend. He knows that. So every day, regardless if I pick up the phone or not, I know he's working. Like he has a new job. He works at the post office. Got a good job at the post office. Got a good thing in walking into a career himself. And every day he hits me up. Like regardless, it could be probably the end of the shift. He just he'll call. A lot of times, sometimes like I pick right up. A lot of times I call him back, but it's like at the end of the day, the ability for him to just let me check, let me just see. I know where he at. Let me just call him. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just to hear me rant because right now I'm in that stage. I'm ranting. I'm f this, f that, and you know, and it's a phase because and the thing about it is, it'll be all good. It's just learning the lesson, and and I still, gosh, it is like the sad part about all this. It's not sad, but the positive part about all this is I am really good. It's like, but you could be like, man, take this time and really bounce and get to getting into what you get into. Like, this is your time. All the stuff you've been talking about that holds you back, take this time, everything good. I don't know, focus back up, knock out a couple more degrees. I don't know. Like, it's so much opportunity. But right now, mentally, where my head is at, it's like, it's feeling that right now because it wasn't ready. It's like I'm a planner. I need to be ready for the displacement. Like if I knew on a certain date things were going to shake up in my life and I knew about it, I would be ready for it and I would have a plan. Everything needs to have a plan. But that's the way it happens when things don't go to plan for us. We we uh we That's when the flaws happen and we get it's dark. I mean, I hate. Yeah, I mean, and I'm a person that like if I'm off, I'm off. And it's like if I ain't feeling right, it bothers me. Nobody can be like, you know, other than my mom, they could be like, I know what's wrong with you. And I can recognize that and I need to talk through it. But some of us, when it comes to our mental health, we don't like to talk. We don't talk through it. We just let it happen. I advise everybody that's listening to this podcast, men, women, whatever, black, white, you know, if you're not feeling right, bring it out to the open. Do what you got to do. Talk about it. Talk to others. Um, it's important. It's important that you talk about it. If it's bothering you, if you just because it's a real feeling. It's because I'll tell you this. This is how I know how the mind and body works together. Let the mind trigger something, just a feeling of energy and mode and mental and just a rush, and watch the physical follow. It could be like boom, let's go. Like you know what I mean. You ain't feeling nothing. It's like let's go, boom, boom. Okay, let's get into it. Whatever it is, it could be a feeling of just energy and positivity, and you're like, boom, let's go. And your body reacts to it. But when your body is not when you're not there mentally, your body follows suit. And I think the biggest thing is recognizing that because when you recognize it, you can figure out things to do to trigger to make it better. Like talking about it takes bravery to talk about when you're not right. That's the best thing I can do right now is to be like that instead of just cutting everybody off and everybody wondering what the hell's going on with Ryan because he's not. You know what I mean? And and I want to share. I want to share my story. Like I want to share because and it goes because some people I ain't gonna lie. Like when things don't get right for their life, some people deal with bigger things. Some people are really worse off, and it's really dark, and it really gets crazy, and they really turn a different page. Um, you gotta be able to always pray, and it gets bad. And one thing I can truly say is I can truly say this. One thing I'm not relying on is any sympathy or empathy. Like that, I don't need that. I don't need it because it's not. People can come here and sing "Kumbaya" to me and come to my front doorstep and sing you know melodies and joyous everything and cheer up and it won't do a thing. And the reason why is because it's not a self-esteem thing. It's not I don't need attention. It's not that. This is mental. It's my mental. It's my battle. And it's something that I have to be able to get down on my knees and pray about. I a group, you know what I mean? It's just having supportive people helps, yes. Because they breathe positivity into you and let you know like don't let this get you down. Like I've heard so much, don't let these little things get you down. Don't. You're a good person. Don't let it get you. Um I hear that a lot. And I know it and I believe it. And it's not like I'm like, yeah, whatever. I know it, but it's just me. It's like I gotta thank you. I gotta take it all in stride. Um, you know, but overall, and then as a man, and this thing's about it, like, with our kids and stuff like that. And it's just when you're so used to functioning as a certain type of level person, a lot of times, like our kids don't really, they don't understand. They be like, "Well, I ain't feeling like I ain't." What do you mean? What's going? Okay, well, yeah, but still, and it's so hard because I think I've gotten so used to feeling like I got to be this. Everything's got to be on this level for me to function normally. Everything's got to be going right. Everything's got to be right. Everything's got to be going on this track this way. That what I mean. Everything's got to be functioning at this level. But uh, for me to be able to just go. But at the end of the day, is what we have to learn is you got to be able to admit when you're not right. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to us and mental health as a man is because a lot of times we hide it. We are so good at hiding it. We are very good at hiding the flaws, what's wrong, stuff is effed up. Shout out to just my friends that I can talk to. I can talk to people like my homie Zuck, my homie Jameson. Like we get on the phone, all of us, and we talk. You know what I mean? If something's not right, we will be like, man, it's just shit. Life has been life, And it's only so many people you can get on the phone and have those type of conversations with and be real, and they could be like, I get it, because life is like that. You know, but the conversation, we should be able to have, and I know, like, we got a lot of different groups that have these conversations as men, but I just think our biggest challenge is how do we avoid, you know, going into the dark. And what I mean by the dark, those of you that understand what I mean by really, really getting in a mental funk, is like the bed. You don't get out of it. You don't leave your house. It's dark. You get so complacent with that bed and that TV and sleep. You ever naturally just slept and, like, you don't understand, like, man, am I that tired? Where you just naturally slept and just slept. Just you laid in the bed, slept. And then, like, you had to, like, I've you gotta physically get up and be like, I'm getting out of this bed. I am going to get out of this bed. I'm gonna get out. The best thing is the water therapy. You get in the shower. Take a shower, bath, whatever. Shower is the best. Let the water hit your freaking face. I don't know what it is. It's just enlightening. The water's got to hit your face. Sometimes that happens. Boom. It alerts it fires up your brain. You know what I mean? It gets rid of the fogginess. Um, and just praying. But just get up. Get up. Don't. Some days, I ain't gonna lie. Some days it happens. Some days it wins. Some days you just be like, I ain't do nothing. I've laid in this bed, or I've did nothing. I've not did contributed. And this ain't gotta be based off of nothing detrimental that happened. But as mental health works, it could be any day. It could be a bad work day. It could be just a stressful work day. It can be a stressful day. And you just say, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do nothing. I am going to lay here and just lay here and just rest and close my eyes and keep closing my eyes and watch TV and close my eyes or put it on my favorite show and just do my thing. You know, that's what it is. Um, yeah. Shout out to my man Monstrosity, man. You know, and hold on, Jared. I'm gonna see if you wanna let's see something real quick, man. Let's see. And and it's just I just the biggest thing I can say is you gotta get up, you gotta make something, you gotta move, you gotta go, you gotta keep moving forward, man, because the days don't the thing about if you let the day take you, you're never gonna get that day back. You know what I mean? It's been times where I've had bad days and I woke up back on the right foot, right? And and I'm like, I gotta make up for that day. I gotta make it right. I gotta get back going. I gotta You know what I mean? And so the next day is more up tempo, is more moving around, going here, going there, running errands or going here, doing stuff around. It's just being as productive as you could be. Why? Because you felt you just missed a day. You felt you just missed the day. And when you feel like that, you just and I'm always the person like I gotta have that day back. I gotta get it back because that sucked. You know what I mean? And whether it was a bad work day or just a bad day, period. It's like I hated having that, and I got to get it back. You know, just like I said, you got to get up. We have to be able to get up. Um, some days though, if some days you're not, and like I said, and some days are some days is going to be bad. Some days it's going to win. Some days the enemy will win, and it's just it be those days, and you got to figure out like long as you understand where you're at. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to us and as men is understanding where we're at and admitting it. Um, you know, and it goes back into my reason for what I do, right? What I do, being a communicator, an influencer, a community person, a trendsetter, a person that wants to break barriers in his community. It's because I have so many strong reasons to why I love to empower and better people. I feel God has given me that purpose in my life. So, like I talked about on another podcast, how a lot of people be thinking when I do stuff, it's an angle. It's no, I generally love to do it because it helps, it feeds my soul. A lot of us that harbor and carry so much and we do so much, we uh we harbor a lot ourselves. And people may not see that because we just do so much. But really we harbor a lot ourselves. Like I'm um I'm a huge what they I come off like an extrovert. Like I'm big when I'm in the right setting. I'm an extrovert crazy. Like I love communicating with people. I love but here's the thing, it's gotta be a comfortable setting I'm used to. When I'm in my right setting, like I'm the liveliest person to be around. But like catch like if it's not the right setting, I'm an introvert and I'm pretty weird. Like you'll see me 1 minute and then I might disappear. So those of you that have seen me pop up at events randomly and think I'm just there, and then all of a sudden you blink and I'm not there, yeah, that's that weird introverted person. But if it's the right setting, I'm not going nowhere. And I wish I could, and I try to get better at that. I really do. I try to get better at that, but it's just always overthinking. I hate the overthinking that I do. I hate being an overthinker. Uh, my mom always tells me just you need to just calm down and just quit worrying, quit worrying, quit worrying, quit worrying. Um, you know, like the Bible says, you know, what extra days is worrying gonna put on your life? You know, what is worry? What is worrying gonna add any extra days to my life? No, it's not. Man, and when it comes to our mental health, if we only understood that, if we only understood that the worrying, the stressing, it's not going to add on. It's like actually it's going to subtract the more we keep doing it. Um, you know, this is a don't go into dark places. find that something that keeps you going, whether it's a podcast, whether it's doing your own podcast, whether it's, you know, uh, reels, whatever you got to jump on the social media, doing podcasts. I love my podcast. I do. I love AFP Beyond the Cage Door podcast. Thank you, David Yaney and American Fight Promotions, for giving me the opportunity to be able to connect with so many different people and talk to them about their abilities to why they get into that cage and fight. Because somewhere beyond the cage door, we're talking about subjects like this. What drives them? Things that they've went through in their life. Um, that connects. I love to talk about that because that connects with me. And so when I get to talk to guests on AFP Beyond the Cage Door podcast every other Tuesday, YouTube, Facebook platform, 6:30, and also we stream at AFP events as well. But when I talk to them, we get deep and we talk about what drives them in that cage when they're fighting MMA. And you'll be amazed about the stories you hear. People overcoming drug addiction, people, you know what I mean, things they went through in their childhood. I mean, the stories I hear, and it's deep because we get to get on the same ground and understand everybody has a deeper reason. And that's what I like to talk about because in a way, I'm getting my dose of what I need, you know, because maybe at that point somebody's talking to me about and we're on the same thing, what we're going through. Let me see, my man Chris CJ Parker. Man, CJ Parker. He was a fighter on AFP Beyond the Cage Door. And I remember he fought in the ring and he got him a knockout. And in that ring, his commentary, he was going through it. He was like, man, life is effed up right now. I'm having this BS at my job. And all this is in his victory speech. And he was like, man, shit's just crazy. He said, man, but I'm all in this ring and I put it all on the line. I just got to get shit in order, but I'm here. That right there was like, wow. And when we talk about our mental health, and it's like, it's so many things we do to get it out, right? To get it out, to bring it out to the surface. Regardless, some people got up on that Cypher City stage, you know what I mean, and just gave it their all on that stage because it could have been something they were going through that they didn't know how to get it out, but on that stage. And that stage was an opportunity for them to get out everything and share their pain and emotion through their lyrics, through their stage performances. And it happened. Like that's what I'm in it for. I'm in this. I'm in this game. I'm in for the entertainment, for the all the podcasting and all the stuff I do, but the passion that people have for why they do things in their life. Why do we rap? Why do we sing? Why we do R&B? What is our passion behind our art? Why we get in the cage and do MMA? I want to be a person. I need to feel all that because it does something for me. It helps my mental health by working with others and having that connection. Having the connection with others strengthens me. Bottom line. And and I tell everybody right now, you know, I'm reach out. I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out because I mean, I think you know, I was just hollering at Jeff at the mothership. I think he's got a date for me in September. You know what I mean? And so he's got a date for me in September. Let's do it. Let's get something cracking. You know? And and for me, doing these type of things is just something that feeds me. This feeds my soul. This being able to put something. Let's put something together. Let's put together another great show. We got a lot going on. Let's put together another one. Let's think outside the box because I like to think outside the box. So I'm just trying to think like, one, I know I told Jeff, I'm like, I want outside. Let's come outside. The mothership is great. I love the mothership. Let's do something different, like the end of summer off or whatever. Like before we get into October and it start getting a little nippy. You know what I'm saying? But if he got something open for me in September, let's do something. Let's do something. Let's do something outside. Let's do something live. Let's just I don't care all genres. Let's do R&B, rock, hip hop, jazz, bands. Like let's do it all, and let's just have some fun. Let's have fun for us, for everything that we go through, right? For everything that we go through, let's do something to put a smile on our face. Um, let's learn how to let loose and and mentally be free and not be caged in our minds so much that we forget this thing that God has given us called life and living it to the fullest. Let's kill this. Let's defeat this dark cloud that kills our mental health and keeps us stressed because we're in a cage because we're not performing and if we're not lifing at the 100% rate that we gotta do, then life's not right. You know, me and my wife say all the time, we good, we make real good money and blah blah blah, but we got people that work basic jobs or make basic money and is doing all type of cruises and going everywhere. They out in the Dominican Republic having a ball on a cruise, and we barely get we barely do something on the weekend. It's just because that's what happens when you're so caged. Your mental is so caged because you're trying to stay up top. You're trying to like keep there. You don't want to drop down. You're trying to keep there. So everything you do is just you're overthinking it. You're not thinking like, let me go. Let's go do something. Let's get away. Um I like to do things random. Like I want to do something random, but at the stage me and my wife are at now, doing something random would throw her off so bad. If I would be like, hey, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, don't call this person. We get in the car, let's go. She would flip out. She'd be like, where we going? Where we going? I don't know. I might have to go to work tomorrow. This like it's gotta be planned. And 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 but I admit though, I'm the same way. If we were both in the same boat because of overthinkers we are, but we gotta get better. We gotta learn to take that stress off of us. Um, so I I just want everybody to understand like, I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about just how my mental health works. And I know a lot of other people mental health works the same way, but I'm hoping the discussion and conversation I had maybe can give people an outlet to be able to have different ways to get out of their rut. Other than, because some people I ain't gonna lie, some people take the wrong way out. Suicide and all that is not the way to go. God doesn't reward that. My granny, my parents, they always tell me that. God don't reward that. You're not going to get rewarded. That's not going to do nothing. Speeding up that process and wanting to be, all that tooken and what people going look, people ain't flowers, they ain't gonna get you ain't gonna get them when you here. You'll get it. Everybody gonna give them to you when you gone, but you ain't gonna. What you gonna do? Be like looking up or looking down, looking up or looking down, and be like, "Oh, yep, there go my flowers." No, it's too late. People gonna be at a repast and be eating good. You know what I'm saying? And give me. It's just about having that solid. foundation when you're here, leaving that legacy when you're here. Don't, and therefore you're not worried about what people are going to think when you're gone because you know what you're about while you're here. You ain't got to worry about what people think when you're gone because when you here, you know your impact. I ain't worried about what people think when I'm gone. I know my impact now. I know the legacy that Ryan James is leaving right now. I know that. Therefore, I'm not worried. I ain't worried about because when I leave here, I know it will go on. It will live through my kids, my grandkids. It will live. You know what I'm saying? What Ryan James was about. You know, and and standing on the principles that I stand on will be the evidence of that. You know, but I'm gonna tell you that you ain't never got to worry about you know anything dark checking me out because I'm gonna always lift myself up. I'm gonna always do what I gotta do. I'm gonna get up out the bed. I'm gonna shake it off. I'm gonna take a shower and get that water on my face and get that adrenaline going and do what I gotta do. Turn the music on. I don't know. Get in the car. Go spin a couple corners. Do whatever I gotta do. You ever just get in the car and drive around just to get out the house? Do whatever you have to do to not be in that rut. Take care of yourself mentally. Keep ahead of the game because it could take you out. It could take you out. If you let the mental go dark, it's physically going to take you out. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I've seen it happen to people. I know people it's happened to. And once the mental caves in, it gets bad. But appreciate you guys tonight. Man, hopefully, we had some good talks. Hopefully somebody, what I mean, can come out of a dark place and we share this together. I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? Let's uplift each other and let's get better. Let's do what we got to do. Let's keep all the good stuff going. Keep all the motivational things in the community we got going. The events, the things that we got to celebrate each other. Keep them going, and let's keep each other uplifted instead of trying to downgrade or just down talk people, downgrade and put them down. Let's keep people uplifted. You never know what they're going through. All right. Uh, I've been Ryan James. It's been UPNO Live, the Let's Talk edition. We were talking black men, black women, white men, white women, whatever you want to call it. But we talking mental health. We talking mental health tonight. So other than that, man, been easy. It is 1:14 a.m. Well, like I said, this is this is record time for me. But man, y'all be easy. I enjoyed this live, man, and just kicking it with y'all for a little bit. But stay easy, man. Peace.